Hi guys, hope everyone's well and welcome back to the channel, and today I'm going to be going over a full day of eating for yourself at 3 days and 1 day out from 3 weeks and 1 day out from my first show of the season. And this is going to be my training day diet, and I'm currently just starting meal 1. Meal 1 is my pre-workout meal, hence why it's heavily carbohydrate based. And my first meal is 120 grams of raw weight chicken. Everything that I'm gonna kind of lay out in this video is tracked raw weight. It's a bit more accurate doing it raw than cooked, but what matters most is keeping it consistent. So first meal is 120 grams of chicken, also 100 grams of basmati rice, 100 grams of green beans, and 100 grams of pineapple. And as well as that, that is accompanied by 25 grams of dark chocolate for some fats. Fats or dark chocolate also has it can help in terms of getting a better pump in the gym due to containing like flavonoids in it, and it also can have potential benefits in terms of your overall cardiovascular disease risk and your heart health. So yeah, great kind of source of fat in your diet, and as well as that, it tastes nice. So yeah, I'm going to start eating this. And when I'm dieting, I'll tend to have my pre-workout meal a bit closer to my session. Psychologically, I just feel a bit better from doing so, and also I don't require as much digestion time because the size of the meal isn't quite as big as, let's say, when I'm peak gaining phase and I'm trying to shove a lot of food down. So hope you enjoy the video. If you do, please like, subscribe, share it on your story on Instagram or whatever other platform you're watching or you are on, and greatly appreciate it. So in for back and hamstrings today, and throughout my session what I basically do is I'll sip on 25 grams worth of carbohydrates through highly branched cyclic dextrin, which is basically a carbohydrate powder. Benefit of this is it just ensures I've got like a sustained release of energy throughout my session to help uphold performance as I am dieting down. This is something I use year round when I'm gaining or dieting, and it's a good insurance policy to ensure you are going to keep your performance up, because again, yes, it's good kind of eating the food in terms of managing hunger, but my goal is not to manage hunger. My goal is to get to stage condition with as much muscle possible. So yes, it sucks a bit not being able to eat that extra, maybe 25 grams carbs, but it's worth it for myself. So you can consider doing the same if you want to maximise your performance when you're in a dieting phase or gaining phase. And as well as that, as well as the carbohydrates, what I also have is essential amino acids. So I'll have these 2 hours after my pre-meal. Essential amino acids is just basically protein. It spikes muscle protein synthesis, which is a fancy way of saying it puts you in a good position to build muscle. It puts you in an anabolic position where you're kind of building muscle tissue, retaining muscle tissue instead of breaking it down, if that makes sense, which can help in terms of your ability to recover and again retain muscle tissue throughout a dieting phase. So that's what I use into workout. The benefit of these kind of products is if I had, let's say, chicken breast throughout my session, or let's say rice, that's going to pull blood into the stomach for digestion to take place, whereas the benefit of like highly branched cyclic dextrin is it doesn't really need much digestion to take place. Same with essential amino acids, but it's already broken down, because we don't want to have a lot of food sitting in our stomach during our session. We want it to be kind of digested so we can use that blood to get a pump, perform well, etc. So that's back and hamstrings done. Overall, a good session, pretty much retained everything, which I'm happy with, despite obviously later into prep energy is lower, your motivation to train's not quite there, and you are feeling a bit like it's a bit more of a drag getting through the sessions, especially back and hamstrings, so it's like good part 3 hours long, a bit over that actually, but yeah, got it done. I'll maybe put over around the posing that I've done post-workout just so you can see where my condition is sitting at 3 weeks out. But now time for meal number 2, which is my post-workout. Having this in the car because I'm going straight to personal training. And post-workouts, 95 grams of ground rice, which is basically, as the name suggests, rice ground up. It's like rice pudding. And then 40 grams of whey, specifically cookies and cream whey by Perform, which is very, very nice, especially in oats. 100 grams of blueberries, and then 4 rice cakes. And I just like having the rice cakes instead of more ground rice. It's nice having a bit of variety instead of just eating tons of the same food, if that makes sense. So I just enjoy it a bit more than having just a cream of rice, hence why. So again, centering the food around the workout window when I have the demand for it to help me recover effectively and perform my best. And yeah, so plan of action now is personal train, and then after that, weekly shop, and then I'll catch up with you later for meal number 3. So we are back from personal training, and it's now time for meal number 3, which is 150 grams of mushrooms, and then 150 grams of 5% mince with hot sauce on top. Wee tip for yourself is when you're dieting, make it easy. Don't waste tons of calories having things like mayonnaise, barbecue sauce. Actually eat your calories. So this hot sauce I've got is, I think it's Encona it's called, and like in like 100 ml it's something like 20 calories, which is pretty much nothing, and I use like 10 ml. So yeah, make it easy for yourself. Also, I weigh out my salt in a wee container first thing in the morning and distribute it throughout all my meals. The reason why you want to consume salt is it plays an important part in hydration and overall health. If you are eating a clean diet, you won't be getting a lot of salt from your food sources, so it's important to add salt to your meals so that you can get a good pump in the gym, perform well, and uptake carbohydrates effectively. And with the salt, the reason I'll weigh it out and keep it consistent as influxes or changes in your salt intake can influence your body weight. And obviously at the very end of prep, my body weight is dropping very gradually and we're wanting a very gradual rate of loss. If I'm having tons of salt one day or changing drastically day to day, then that can influence my scale weight and make it hard to kind of measure progress. So I'm keeping it consistent through weighing it out on a daily basis. Designed to texture food. In class, you typically end up eating anything. The one texture is slimy, it is very squishy, and kind of the other right, kind of the really crunchy inside. But you're actually thinking about some of the most high palatable foods. It's not just the flavor, it's not just the actual content, it's the texture in your mouth. And this combination of crispy or crunchy with smooth is unbelievably novel. Oreos, got the crunch on the outside and that's smooth on the inside. French fries, so fluffy. So now back on the way to the gym to film for the exercise library, and I'm eating meal number 4, which is 120 grams of chicken, 100 grams of green beans, and then some hot sauce on top as well, so obviously just some salt and pepper. And yeah, as I touched on, all of my kind of carbohydrates are placed around the workout window, and then as you'll see in the next meal, pre-bed to promote good sleep quality. So that's again the priority throughout this phase, or throughout any phase really. Like although maybe I'm a bit hungry throughout the day until my last meal, I'd rather kind of do that and then kind of enjoy some carbs later in the day, and also obviously sleep better, leading to better muscle retention throughout this phase.
Alright guys, so this video is going to go over how to set up and execute the 45-degree leg press. So if your leg press does have the ability to be adjusted at the foot plate or the backrest, what we basically want to do is have it so the foot plate is all the way back. What that will basically mean is that will stop your ankle mobility being the limiting factor during the movement. As for the back pad, what you want to make sure is you've not got it super upright. What that will mean is you'll most likely run out of range of motion at the hips before you get full bend at the knee, which is not what we want if we're trying to target our quads throughout this leg press, which I'll usually try and do unless specified otherwise. So if you put it all the way back, it will mean you'll get full bend at the knee before your lower back rounds, and before your knees start jamming into your chest.
Alright guys, so it is now the next day, and I forgot to show you my meal number 5 yesterday, but I did actually take a photo of it, so I'll fire that on the screen just here. And I didn't take a photo of the blueberries, but I think you know what blueberries look like. And good thing about oats is when you're in a dieting phase, you can kind of volumize them a bit more. So when I'm cooking my oats, you can manipulate the amount of water you add. If you're hungrier, add more water. If you're not hungry, add less water, so that you can manipulate the volume based on your current hunger levels. And part of what gives us a sensation of fullness is taking up space in the stomach, basically meaning the overall amount of kind of food you've got in your stomach. So if we have more food, it will stretch the stomach and give us signals of fullness. So that's why it's good eating high volume food throughout a dieting phase and drinking more water throughout a dieting phase, due to contributing towards the feeling of fullness in the stomach. So that's what I recommend you do. And when you're dieting, make it easy for yourself. Don't make it harder than it needs to be. So don't waste a lot of calories on liquids, on condiments, etc. Save them for actually eating your food. Oats are a great food to eat when you're dieting because they're high in fibre, which slows the digestion down, which can be great, as well as your ability to manipulate the actual volume of the food, like I touched on. And something else comment on is, like, with your food choices, like, stop eating things like cereal, granola, and, like, again, liquid calories when you're dieting, because you're just making things a lot harder than they need to be. So make sure you're using foods that are high in fibre, high in protein, plenty of fruit and veggies, and then you're going to make your life a lot easier. Fibre basically slows down the digestion of the food we're consuming, meaning we're going to have feelings of fullness for longer and higher levels of satiety. So hope that helps. Any specific content you'd like to see, give me a shout. Getting close to the shows now, which is exciting. I'm 3 weeks out today, and I've just had my check-in with AJ, and he's mentioned that this is probably going to be the last week of doing cardio before pulling it out, which is exciting. Not that I dread it that much, or my cardio's super high, but it's just exciting getting to that stage where we're looking to kind of pull cardio out to then drop fatigue, so that we're nice and fresh in the lower body going into show number 1 of the season. So thank you very much for watching, and hope everyone has a great rest of their day.